Hello ladies and gentlemen, and I'm very excited today because I've just found out about the new DLC that's coming out for Rome 2. I've been a big fan of the Total War series, not so much over Warhammer. I mean, I'm more of a historical buff in the sense of these are my Total War games. Some are different, and that's fair enough. But we have the new release of the new DLC coming from Total War, which is Empire Divided, and it's a DLC for Total War Rome 2. The year is set in 270 AD, and it is due to the crisis of the 3rd century. And they actually had, in some of the ideas from before, they had the idea that it's the Italian Empire, or the focus around the Italian, which is the Roman Empire. We had the Gallic Empire, and also the Sassanids set out on grand conquest as well. There's been quite a few major updates which look really interesting. So for example, there's been a new grand scale campaign map, new campaign features which offer, for example, cults, which is going to be very interesting. I mean, how interesting to have different cults appear. I mean, is it just Christianity or Islam? There's going to be more different religions in the game as well, and also with that the cults go along in that kind of basis as well. There's going to be banditry as well, so I imagine that you'll be on the campaign map and there'll be bandits which will be looting and pillaging your villages, which I think is going to add a all new aspect to the game. Plagues. One of the downfalls of the Roman Empire, one of the things they had to deal with, was the ongoing plagues which were tearing at the empire. And then the last thing was the economy. The economy was in a bad state, and it was up and down. I mean, it was a strong empire, but when you're being attacked from all sides, surely your income's going to have an effect on, or the amount of income you're going to get is be affected by this. And this could possibly be shown in the game, so there might be some kind of new economy brought out as well. So the Empire Divided, I think is the best way to go. It does bridge the gap between Rome and Attila, and I think, to be honest, I think it's a really good choice for them. So I do believe that one of the main focuses is going to be around trying to secure the Empire of Rome and to try to make sure that you hold on. I think the Roman Empire is going to hold a very defensive position. But of course you can play other factions as well, and I believe there's going to be 10 playable factions across 5 different cultures. I mean, that is amazing for a DLC. It's got to be. I mean, this in a way reminds me of the Fall of the Samurai campaign in Shogun 2, which I also thought was such an amazing campaign. And to be honest, along with Napoleon Total War, these campaigns are more or less standalone, and I'm really pleased with them. So it's basically been 4 years since Total War Rome 2 was now released. And I believe they just wanted to release it because we had more or less the 2 fantasy Total Wars which have just come out previously in the last few years, and of course there was Attila before that. But to go back to Rome 2, I mean, Rome was what started the Total War series off, apart from, I mean, Shogun and Medieval, the first Shogun and Medieval games. It was Rome that really took Total War out of the kind of 2D maps to this 3D era where we can see the individual fights of individual soldiers, and that game today is still having a huge impact on people who game lives, I should say, and myself included. I mean, I still go back and play Rome 1, but when I played Rome 2, I really didn't get the feeling that I got when I played Rome 1, and I don't know if you're the same. So I do think it's definitely a huge advancement for Total War. Whether it's going to have bugs, I don't know, but at the same time I think there's going to be definitely a good vibe about this. And of course we can still continue with the fantasy World of War, Total War, which they're bringing out. So I believe, when would it be released? I believe it's going to be available on Thursday the 30th of November. And you can pre-order it now, so you can go onto Steam and you can pre-order the game. I mean, I'm not selling the game by any chance, but I think I'm going to go and pre-order it, and I will probably get the game as soon as it comes out. So that's what I'm hoping to do, and I'm going to be looking forward to that. It's going to be there. So, for example, one of the things that I was looking at in descriptions of Total War Rome 2 Empire Divided, some factions are classed as heroic. So basically, the heroic factions in Rome 2 Empire Divided will have a different win condition and specific event chains that explore the stories of those leaders from history. So these narrative focuses campaign will also have specified tech trees built around those characters, and you'll be able to recruit specified units for them as well. On top of all this, these characters will not die in battle and are only reduced to the wounded state. These create rich and focused campaigns, which to me I think is just brilliant. The DLC, definitely a good choice. There could be room for improvement. Of course there can in all the Total War games. I mean, except of course from the old-fashioned Total War games, but it's a good way forward. And on the 30th of November, I'm going to get it, and I hope, and I really do hope, it's going to live up to the hype as maybe Rome 1 once did. But we can dream. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will try my best to keep you up to date, but by all means, go onto the Total War website, go onto Steam, go onto the internet, go onto Reddit, anywhere you can find information. Look at this information and see if you are going to feel and like the game, because I do recommend getting it from what I'm seeing so far. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and I will speak to you on the next video. Bye for now.